Alright. We're back once again. Flex, looks like Flex is going to take pole. Axton P2, Harry P3, Arrow P4. Joshua, the final corner. One last time. Let's see where the Haas driver can put himself. See if he can move up a little bit. And Joshua P2. Oh, Zenith actually takes it. Zenith, wow, Zenith a half a tenth faster. So Zenith and Joshua, the two Haas drivers, looking very strong at the start of this Grand Prix. Wow. Axton pops up into P2. My goodness, where it's all kicking off now. So Axton into P2. What's Flex doing? He's got to be done, right? Yeah, there's no time left. All right. Dude from Mexico comes into the pits. Harry puts it P5. Harry moves it to P5 then. We have a yellow flag in Sector 3. Is that the slow-moving Ferrari? It must be. All right. Well, let's hope we don't have any more problems. Should be sorted now. Not a good start, but, you know, we can only go up from here. At least that's a good way to think. I'm just seeing, like, I mean, temps are fine. Interesting. Temps are more than fine. My goodness. Fastest. Zenith. What a great show. 25.5. That's really impressive, actually. That is a really good lap. Hats off to Zenith for that one. Axton, Flex, Joshua, Harry, Taewen, Arrow, Murphy's Law, Main Chief, and the dude from Mexico wrapping out the top 10. Haas looks like they're in the best position for the constructors. And obviously, Zenith with that advantage. Let's see if anyone can do anything, or if Zenith's just going to pull away with this one. That's very impressive. Half a second. That's very impressive. Why am I in an Alpine, you guys? That's what I want to know. This is actually kind of funny. Can I not retire? Oh no. How did I get in an Alpine? I don't, guys, this is an absolute shocker. Oh jeez, I'm in an Alpine. I guess it was because of the time that I joined. The timing that I rejoined was bad. But got to get out of this car as fast as possible and not make any trouble. I can quit to the main menu, but should I do that? Should I quit to the main menu? No, because then how am I going to see the start? Shit, this is not good. Can I retire now? I can't retire now. Alright. Well, let's see when I can retire. Still can't retire.
Everything looks good on the power unit cycle, so let's concentrate on bringing tires and brakes up to temperature.
Alright, so I'm playing the medical car role right now. I'm just going to stay out of the way. Fortunately, we're going to miss the start, but I think once the Grand Prix begins, I can quickly retire and maybe make it to the first corner. We'll see.
Radar is clear. Weather is looking good for now.
I'm not sure what the proper course of action is in this scenario, so this is what I'm sticking with. I hope I don't get any penalty points. That's all I have to say. penalty points for commentators. We're gonna have to look into it because I've definitely earned a couple. Definitely earned a couple this evening. Sin, this guy's wild, so we're gonna have to keep an eye on him as the race progresses. He's all over the place. Those hard tires are tough, though. I mean, I'm gonna be surprised if he gets enough temperature into them. I guess I should have just quit and then came back in. I probably would have had time to do that. Well, lesson learned. Lesson definitely learned. Damn, I hope no one's running the stock setup tonight because it's very understeery. So it looks like the front lead group is getting to the line right now, and I'm still coming around the last corner. I'm trying to keep it as fair as possible here. There we go. Alright, so still can't retire. So I'm going to have to start and then not launch and then retire. And if I can move fast enough, we can hopefully get to the beginning of the Grand Prix. Alright, so Zenith, Flex, Axton, Joshy, those are a few of the top drivers. They're all going to be dueling it out, and we're going to try to get to them as soon as we can. So still can't retire. Doesn't look like I can retire until... Alright. Retire from session. Can I... Alright, cool. Alright, and turn 1, Zenith still the lead. Flex in P2. It looks like Flex might have got a position on accident. I do not recall where they began. Now they're coming down turn 2. It looks like Joshua's making up a position for P4. Can skirt back. Oh, and Bulldog is off. Oh, I hope I didn't cause a safety car. I'm sure I didn't. Joshua very close between these drivers now. Looks like we had Bulldog went off. Other than that, it seems like the rest of the group got away cleanly. We just have the AlphaTauri and Mr. Joshua scrapping along. Daddy DeVito making up a position on Cyber Sound. Let's bring up position change, see who our winners are. Sin has made up some places here. Arrow is up a place. Main Chief threatening for P6. So let's stick along with these two. Main Chief all over Arrow Strike. Not sure how long Arrow can keep him behind. Looks like Arrow's got his front wing there. I thought maybe he might be missing one of those winglets in the front. Look at them all so close at the end of lap 1. Looks like we're having an exciting race on our hands so far. Tae Wen close behind Main Chief. So now the attacker is now the defender coming down into turn 1. What a camera angle. What an absolute fantastic camera angle they're giving me here. And Main Chief actually stays ahead. What else is going on? Daddy DeVito, that's who we should have gone to. Daddy DeVito, Murphy's Law, battling it out in Sector 2. It looks like we have another man off, maybe? We need the track map back up. Let's get that track map back up. Okay, that's better. Daddy DeVito all over the back of Murphy's. Let's see if we can get the tire data up. Tire data. Okay, that's important. So Main Chief on the mediums now. He's in a very good position right now. The softs, they aren't going to last very long. I'm going to be expecting people to start coming in. I think lap 7, lap 8 is when we can start seeing people actually start coming into the box. And those mediums, they're going to go a lot longer. They're going to be, they're going to be faster for longer periods of time. And then, of course, they'll have to be on the hards for less time in the second stint. I do not like the hard tires as Zenith goes fastest. We have a couple battles going on right here. Tae Wen all the way over the back of Main Chief. Tae Wen's got to get by. Tae Wen has to make a move on Main Chief right now to make the most out of those soft tires. You can't afford for anyone to hold him up. Look at this. Look at these guys left and right down the straight. Just trying to get every possible advantage they can as Main Chief, Aerostrike, these guys are still fighting. Looks like Main Chief and Taewen were side by side there for a moment. Very aggressive. Everyone want, you know. I know what it's like. The first race of the year, you're hype. You're ready to go. You know, you want to make up positions. You want to get as many points as possible. You want to get a good start to the rest of the year. And so far, everybody very clean. Everyone's keeping it nice and tidy. No first race jitters, it seems, from anyone other than that Matthew Dernier guy who DNF'd on lap 1. That's what a horror show. What an absolute horror show. Once again, Main Chief looking down the inside. He's going to take it. Main Chief is going to go through on Aero, or still side by side coming down onto the front stretch. Wow, 3 cars. This is going to be 3 wide into the first corner. Let's hope we can get a good camera angle here as, wow, the 2 teammates pushing him into the inside wall there. It's very aggressive from these drivers. The McLaren and I guess that's the Mercedes, side by side. And Axton, big loser. It seems like Axton spun in the middle of all of that. Look at this. Oh, wow, so close. So close between Main Chief and Taewen. And it looks like Aero's picking up a position now, picking up the scraps. Looks like that. Oh, oh, what a race we got to go. I don't even know what to say. These guys are all really going for it. But this, you know, again, these soft runners, you see people start to get a little bit loose, and that's what's going to happen here when these guys are pushing so hard, lap after lap after lap. Those tires are going to go out faster, and Main Chief now is actually pulling away. So while these soft runners are all fighting each other, Main Chief's pulling away, and you know these guys, they're going to have to pit soon anyway. So not good on the strategy. It doesn't look like it's working out thus far. And now Main Chief's actually on the back of Sir Harry. So incredible pace from the medium runner. Very, very good call on the strategy there. And as soon as I went to the first-person view, it crashed. So I guess the trick is to stay out of first-person view. All right, noted. Why does it do this, you guys? Very frustrating. We had such a great race we had going on there. I really don't know why this is occurring. We're gonna stay out of the cockpit camera or the T-cam. Told me to keep something updated. Maybe it was telling me why we were crashing, but I didn't read it because we have a race to get back into. Lap 5 out of 29, probably gonna be lap 6 by the time we get in there. We're getting right into the pit window now for the soft runners, so it's going to be interesting to see who pits first, how the undercut fares here, and it's all going to start kicking off more than it already has. Riding on board with Zenith right now as I get the settings back up. And it looks like Zenith's into the pits, so is anyone going to follow? Joshua's going out for another lap. Judging by, it looks like everybody's going out for another lap. Or do we have some people coming in? So Zenith, yeah. Zenith going to the medium, so that's a confirmed 2-stop from the then race leader. Let's see if we can get back into it, see where we are. Aerostrike fighting dude from Mexico. Let's get in there. Looks like Zenith's coming out into a lot of traffic as it's an AlphaTauri, I believe. Or no, that was a Mercedes of Sin going wide in the back. Daddy DeVito, really nice race. Up 8 positions right now. Yellow flag in Sector 1. That looks to be RC7. Was that RC7 going off? Excuse me, a bit of a cough there. So a dude from Mexico, and now he's hunting down. We need to get the tire data back up here. So dude from Mexico is hunting down Arrow. Both on the medium. So Main Chief's actually, wow, Main Chief only 4 seconds behind Joshua in second place. So that what a fantastic drive he's having thus far. Looks like Flex is fighting along Cyber Esme. So Flex really, he started up in the podium positions, but he's dropped down as the race progressed. So unfortunately we missed what happened there. Maybe we can get an explanation from him after the race. And I'm sure he's going to be a little frustrated. But there's always next week. It's still round 1, very early in the championship. Let's get over to Murphy's Law and the Williams, who's approaching Taewen from behind. These guys are on the soft tires still. So again, we're getting into that pit window. So people are starting to split up. You know, let's jump back to, let's see, Zenith just made an overtake on Cyber Esme. Who's the closest guy? Who's the next man up? Right, so we're starting to split apart here now after a absolutely brilliant beginning to the race. The story of this race so far was Zenith put it on pole, led the group down to turn 1, and out of turn 1 he got away cleanly. He built a nice gap to the group behind. Then he actually pit on lap 6 to come put on the medium tires. Very bold move, 2-stop. You don't hear it often. I'm really curious to see if that works out for him. I hope it does. So we have a bit of a, the closest group here. We're fighting for P. I'd say, we could even be fighting for P3 now that Daddy DeVito, love that name, is within a second of Sir Harry. And Sir Harry actually into the pits. Sir Harry into the pits. It looks like a lot of people are pitting now. Harry, DeVito, Murphy's, dude from Mexico, Flexes into the pits, Axton into the pits. So all the soft drivers are now pitting, and we have to actually go and see if we can catch Zenith. Oh, geez, what a mess. This is my newbiness showing off again. Where's Zenith now? Zenith's in P6. So the first of the group that have pit so far. He got a huge undercut. Daddy DeVito, Sir Harry coming out on the soft. So we have a lot of different strategies going on tonight. Wow, this is a lot more exciting than what I've had or what I've seen and experienced in recent years, where we have so many different strategies happening at once. Usually you just get the good old 1-stop. But we got 2 stops. We have soft 2-stop, medium 2-stop. So this could be very interesting towards the end of the race. I honestly do not know what to expect. But one thing I can say is Zenith is in a commanding lead at the moment. Wilhelm moving over for Sir Harry and Daddy DeVito. That was awfully nice of him. The Ferrari driver seems to just be lacking the pace today in Bahrain. But again, like I said, there's always, next week, get the time in, practice, and always get faster. So, dude from Mexico threatening Murphy's, and he should be. He is on the softs compared to Murphy's medium tire. Both new. Mr. Joshua into the pits going for the hards. Aerostrike also going for the hards. So, I could say Joshua, the old head, the veteran, going for the good old 1-stop. Usually works out quite nicely here. But it's a new game, new expectations. Dude from Mexico making the pass on Murphy's Law, making it look easy. So, where are these guys coming out? Aerostrike's behind this group, and Joshua's actually ahead. So Josh got out into a nice pocket of clean air. He's going to be able to run freely for some time before, perhaps reaching RC9. Zenith, on the other hand, has a bit of traffic to deal with, although I'm sure he's going to make quick work of Cyber Esme. Maybe we'll see him get Cyber down this straight. into turn 11, and yes, he will. Zenith will easily get by the Williams. And we crashed again. This is something that needs to be rectified before next week, because we are missing some awfully good racing. I read the most common problem was that just the graphics drivers aren't updated. Haven't Googled the exact error yet, because I'm just trying to keep getting back in here as quickly as possible. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Just ironing out some kinks. Fixed the echo, so that's good news. We had a terrible echo for the social race 2 weeks ago. We've improved that. And all these breaks give you a chance to, grab a drink of your favorite non-alcoholic beverage, or check your phone, send a text, check the Discord. There's a lot of things to do. All right, so we're getting everything back up. All right, so we got the tire data back. Very important here, this race. The tires. These tires seem to be the defining factor thus far. So we seem to be missing some timing now. Hopefully that sorts itself out. So looks like so Main Chief's got a good gap of 12 seconds back to Zenith. How long does a pit stop take you? 23 seconds or so. So we crashed immediately again. This is what the fuck. Ooh, excuse my language. I'm gonna try to turn the detail down. Although I don't know. I can't think of why this is occurring. Other, this checking the detail. Graphic settings. Alright, let's see if we can. So I tuned it down. It looks the same though. So I'm not sure. Alright. RC7, Mr. Joshua, very close. I think that was probably. Was that Joshua making the move? I'd imagine that was Joshua making the move there. Track map, detail. Alright, we're back again. Let's see what we can do this time. Let's see how long it lasts. So Zenith overall P1, Daddy DeVito P2, and Harry actually P3. Mr. Joshua 1.6 seconds behind. But Harry is actually pulling away on those soft tires for Josh. Let's jump back to Flex, who is closing in on Sin 15, who's actually picked up the first penalty of the race. pretty good. Not that many penalties here. Main Chief comes into the pits, so although Flex is making a move, looks like Flex is going to be getting a move down here shortly. I want to see where Main Freight comes out and where he filters in. Main Freight is going to be going, Main Chief, Main Chief, Main Freight, that's a company that, alright. Main Chief coming out, he's going to be right ahead of Sir Harry. Actually, Sir Harry's going to try to hang it around the outside, and just looks like really impressive that Main Chief was able to get that traction down on those fresh hard tires. So very nicely done for Main Chief to hang on to P4. For now, Harry on those soft tires is going to be looking for a way by. He doesn't want to be losing any time behind the Mercedes driver. While we were watching all of this, it looked like Flex very nicely got by Sin 15. So very nicely done, Flex. Looks like Sir Harry, Sir Harry got a little bit loose. Got a little bit loose there at turn 8, and he's actually lost out to Joshua, but looking to fight it right back coming into turn 11. RC7's out of the Grand Prix. RC7 is out of the race. Coming, where is he on track? So, what a strange place to lose it. Coming out of turn 10, and we have a safety car, full course caution. That is a tongue twister. It's really not. I just can't speak, it seems. So Zenith dives into the pits. This works out really well for the Haas driver. I'm sure he's going to be putting on a pair of hards to take it to the end. Cyber's coming in. But Main Chief actually inherits the lead of the Grand Prix. So Main Chief inherits the lead of the Grand Prix, who is well clear of Zenith. Cyber Esme looks like everybody's coming into the pits. Everybody's getting onto the hard tire. It's a dash to the exit as Sin carries on. So Sin's carrying on with old Saha, man. Really tough for the Mercedes driver, Sin 15. Just the timing of that, really, there's not much he could do in terms of strategy to make that work. Interestingly enough, we do have a couple drivers on the medium tires. We have Sir Harry going for the mediums. We got Mr. Joshua going for the mediums. He's usually very good with the strategy. So maybe medium is the move. I'm sure Harry and Josh are going to be tiptoeing those medium tires around the track just to save every last bit of life of them. But judging by that engine note of that, the engine note of that Ferrari engine, doesn't look like they're taking it easy. So two drivers who started at the top and are now towards the back. We have Flex and Axton. So not too great of a race so far from them, but a lot can happen. I'm looking for positions gained and lost. There we go. There we go. Main Chief up 8. Absolutely nice, brilliant drive from him so far. Sin up 13, but he still has to pit. Arrows up 3. Cyber Esme having a very nice race as well in P5. Daddy DeVito. I love the name. Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito is a very funny dude. So I really like Daddy DeVito's name. I gotta start calling it DeVito though. Just DeVito, that's what I'm going to call him. Okay, perfect. Mr. Joshua down 5. Axton down 12 and Flex down 9. So, let's see what these drivers can do in the second half of this race. I'm sure they're going to be hungry to get back where they started. And that could put on an awfully good show watching these gentlemen pick through the field when the safety car does ultimately restart. I am assuming next lap. See all the drivers swerving. And of course, look, there's the Ferrari in the back. Wilhelm is doing his best Kimi Räikkönen impression. Driving completely straight while everybody else is swerving back and forth like mad. Wilhelm. I like this guy already. Absolutely wonderful. Looks like we got some stopping going on down here. It's awfully dangerous. It's a good way to lose a wing. Losing a wing under safety car, it's always... It always happens. You can't avoid it. I mean, you can avoid it. It's very easily avoidable, avoiding damage under safety car, but it happens to the best of us. It really does. Main Chief doing his best Lewis Hamilton impression. I'm sure he's wanting that safety car, that red, beautiful AMG Mercedes, to just go a little bit faster. There it is from race control. Safety car in this lap, and we're about to get racing again. Main Chief takes over the lead of this Grand Prix and is on safety car duty now. He's staying very close to the safety car, so unlike what a lot of drivers do, they sit back, they wait, they give the safety car space. Main Chief is staying right on that safety car and looks... No, he hasn't gunned it yet. Still swerving. Everybody's queued out. There he goes. There Main Chief goes, and he caught Zenith napping. Zenith was caught napping. Sin is going to get him before the line, and this is terrible for the Haas driver, Zenith. He needs to stay ahead of Sin. Sin on those whole tires cannot be held up by him. And it looks like Zenith does actually take the place. A lot going on behind as well. Positions seem to be changing all over the place, but we can't see it all at once. And now they're back into formation, coming down into turn 4. Can I hop back? You see any side-by-side action here into the S's? There we go. That's a nice camera. Cyber Esme just getting a really bad line through there, holding up Joshua. Joshua's going to dive it around the outside. He needs to get by on those mediums, and he's got the inside line. No, Cyber Esme's not giving him any space. Joshua's going to go for it down the inside into turn 10. Cyber Esme, 3-second penalty, multiple warnings as he seemingly goes off the track. Looked away for just one moment. I missed it. Now he's not being threatened necessarily. Let's see, what else do we have here? Cyber Esme, really, yeah. It looks like dude from Mexico has got by as well. So Cyber Esme's losing positions now. Wow, dude from Mexico really slow out of that. And Cyber Esme's going to fight this one back into the final corner. Oh, moving under braking. Oh, gotta be. Oh, and there's a crash. There's a crash. Taewen getting into the back of Cyber Esme, and they both spun, and they're both off. Oh, boy. Yeah, they just got accordioned up there. And they're both away once again. We're going to jump back to the front as Joshua's making a move on DeVito. Let's see if we can get him down into turn 4, but I don't believe there is DRS yet, so it's going to be a little tougher than if we did have DRS. Flex moving by Murphy's. The Bulldog also threatening Murphy's Law. Oh, and the Bulldog just getting a little too antsy there and kind of driving accident off the road a little bit. It's got to be a little more aware than that. And here is where it is, though. As Joshua is still trying to fight his way by DeVito. He's got Harry for company now. Very close behind. These three are all within basically 1 second of time as Joshua got pretty loose out of turn 10. It's tough to see what's going on here. As they all come up the hill once again. Not really a place to overtake. Up front, Main Chief still a second clear, about 9/10 clear of Zenith, but Zenith's in DRS now. As Daddy DeVito arrow strikes Sin. Sin is really holding this group up and may even cause an accident like we saw a little bit earlier, but DRS is enabled now. That'll give the driver stuck behind a little bit more of a chance to make something happen. Are we going to see some kind of 4 wide? We got 3 wide again going into turn 1. Just 2 wide. Oh, and oh man, Mercedes, the Aston just sending it down the inside, and this is getting a little dicey. It's getting a little dicey here. Sin is really holding up this group. They're now 7 seconds off the lead car, 7.5. As Aerostrike takes Sin around the outside, Daddy DeVito goes down the inside. And now Joshua is stuck behind. Daddy is stuck behind Sin 15. And Josh is just absolutely sending it. Sin's tires are absolutely shot. He really needs to come in. It's becoming a safety hazard to the drivers around, although he doesn't have to. He's perfectly well within his right to continue going, but it doesn't seem to be working for him. Dude from Mexico now pressuring Sin 15 into turn 11. Looks like he's going to make quick use of it, and Flex goes by as well. Flex takes 2 of them. Wow, what a marvelous move from Flex to put himself up into P6 as Sin is now down into P10. So, oh man, how many positions did he lose this lap? Not a good lap. Those hards must be absolutely just destroyed at this point. Alright, so Aerostrike 9 seconds behind Jinnit in P2. He's got DeVito and Josh for company. And they're weaving around. Daddy DeVito sends it down the inside on Aero and for now takes the position. Joshua hot on Aero's tail as well. Looks like Joshua's going to have a chance to make a move to and down the inside on the McLaren driver. Nicely done. Looks like Joshua's got that covered. Alright, so and we got a yellow flag. Looks like we have a spinner somewhere. I think that was Cyber Esme, not entirely sure. But we have a brilliant fight on for P1. Well, we have a brilliant fight on for all the podium positions here, actually. Mr. Joshua really close behind Daddy DeVito. Looks like he's going to make a move. No, he's just going to be patient. Maybe wait for the DRS straight on turn 1. He's got the pace. He's very close behind. And now DeVito is actually beginning to start the queue. Look how fast Flex is caught up. Just running a little bit wide there. He probably gained some time, DeVito did, but he might have gotten a penalty. I'm keeping a very close eye on the gap for P1. And looks like Jinnit, is he going to try something here? No, he's just being patient. Waiting for his time. He's got a lot of time to strike. Mr. Joshua is going to be looking to go down the inside of DeVito here into turn 1. Just very nice and patient. He could have sent it in turn 11, but he waited to turn 1. Now he's put a gap, a nice buffer, in between himself, Flex, and Aerostrike, if he can keep it. Because DeVito's very close behind. He's got DRS. And he just falls in behind Mr. Joshua. So, Mr. Joshua's got a mission now. Get away from DeVito and try and catch the top 2. Engine does not sound good. Thank goodness it's just a video game. Alright. The engines all sound a little bit weird this evening, don't they? So, it looks like things have calmed down just for a brief moment for the fight for P3. We're going to move up here to watch Jinnit as he hunts down Main Chief. He's hunting down the Mercedes driver. That Haas engine doesn't sound too great in low revs. Main Chief, what a very slippery car he must be running. He's got a lot of straight line speed. And Jinnit is just going to fall back behind Main Chief again. Nothing he can do. Nothing he can do this time. So Joshua's almost got a second gap on DeVito now. So it looks like Joshua's staking claim to P3 for now. Looks like Axton and Bulldog are having a nice battle. Let's jump back to Axton for a moment as he goes down the inside of the Bulldog. Bulldog's trying to hang it around the outside, and he could have gave him a little more space, but the two got through cleanly, and that's just some nice, clean, fair racing, I have to say. So it looks like Axton's going to pull away now from the Bulldog. riding along board with Harry Hotspur, about 5/10 behind Aerostrike. Getting a little loose there. Again, loosey-goosey, a little loosey-goosey. So, tire update. Aerostrike with the worst tires out of the group. 11-lap-old hards. So, we're going to see if, maybe Aero can keep that 6th. We saw what happened to Sin 15 when you stay out on the hards too long. Things don't go your way, but I think Aero just might get away with it. There aren't all too many laps left. Hard to believe. We only have 7 laps left in this race. It's been absolutely fantastic. And we're going to have to very quickly jump up to Zenith, who is once again well within striking distance on Main Chief. But they're coming through Sector 1 now. Not much space to overtake in Sector 2. Let's hop back to Flex, who's making a move now on DeVito. Flex down the inside of Turn 4. DeVito tries to hold it around the outside, but that Ferrari just has more grip at this point in the race. So the medium tire call seems to be working out very nicely for Joshua thus far. They're going to be a little old towards the end. About 14 laps, 2 of them under safety car, so it's not all too bad. Sir Harry Hotspur, 2/10 behind Aero. He's also on the medium, so he's going to have some good traction out of here, and he's going to be looking to threaten the McLaren driver into turn 11, which he does. Sir Harry Hotspur, I like that name, takes the position from Aero. But Aero's still very close behind, and dude from Mexico even closer. Aero's best bet now is just trying to stay in the DRS of these boys. Trying to stay in the DRS of these drivers. With those old hard tires, if he can keep DRS to Harry, he's still got a great chance to make something happen at the end of the race. As long as he just keeps that DRS. It's really important. Let's see if we can rush back to the Bulldog, who is fighting Axton for P9. I think that's Axton fighting. Who's fighting who in that position? I'm not sure who was leading originally. But anywho, the Bulldog he's in the lead for now. Zenith about half a second back. So really, Main Chief is doing a great job of just controlling this gap right now. Even though Zenith is well within DRS, that Mercedes is just so slippery in a real line. It's almost like real life. Did the host leave realistic car performance on or something? Really impressive from Zenith and Joshua. If that was the case, the Haas is truly awful this year, isn't it? My goodness. Fresh start next year, though. So everyone's going to be level playing field, and I think next year we're going to have a really good season. In real life Formula 1, that is. I think we're going to have a fantastic season of Zenith Online Racing PC League. Race 1 in Bahrain has been an absolute thrill thus far, and the fighting on track is still going on between Aero, Mexico, Axton, and Bulldog. Woo! Big snap there from Sir Harry, and now he's going to be under threat. Look at them all dart to the inside again, just trying to gain any possible, half a tenth, a quarter of a tenth second advantage to try and get a position. Things are all so close here now with just about 5.5 laps remaining or so. Zenith really close to Main Chief. I think that's the closest he's been thus far, within a tenth that time. Now 3/10. See, last time they came up the hill, Zenith was about 5 or 6 tenths back. Now he's only 4. So let's see if Zenith, this looks like this is the closest Zenith's been. This is the closest Zenith's been at the end of turn 15. Maybe he's just been saving his battery, waiting for this moment. Oh, now only a 4/10 gap Main Chief swerving. He did one swerve there. He's got to be careful. He's got to be careful. You can't be doing too much of that. And a little moving under braking there from him. So Main Chief, you know, really wants to keep that position, and I don't blame him. Jinet's going to be dying to get up the inside now. But he just gets covered off again by Main Chief, so he's going to have to try again. Jinet's going to have to try again a little bit later. Maybe next lap around. Daddy DeVito hunting down Flex, so it looks like Joshua's been able to get away. He's not really making any inroads on the lead too, but he's been able to pull about a 3.8 second gap back to Flex. But those mediums, they're not going to be the best tire for that much longer. The hards are going to start coming into play, and the mediums are going to go off. So maybe that third position isn't too secure yet for Joshua. We'll see. We got a yellow flag in Sector 2. Somebody's off. Dude from Mexico and Taiwan are off. Oh, and Mexico spins it around again. Now he's going backwards, doing burnouts. That's not going to be good for the tires. Those old hards are probably tired enough. The tires are tired. Now they're going to be even under more stress. So maybe they'll come in and try to grab fastest lap at the end. We'll see. We'll see. Whew. I mean, there have been a few incidents this race, but overall, I think everybody's driving quite well. Big improvement, big step up from the social race. Of course, it was just a social race. But Main Chief really putting in a very impressive performance for the first race this season. He's up 8 positions with about 3.5 laps to go on Zenith. You know, Zenith's a winner. Zenith's a Zenith Online Racing winner. He knows what it feels like to win. He knows what it feels like to get on the podium. I don't know much about Main Chief's racing experience or history, but it's looking really good for him so far. But Zenith, he knows how to get by. You know, Zenith knows how to send it. I've seen it happen. I've also seen Zenith bin it. Zenith the Bennett. That's a good one. Zenith the Bennett. Oh man. Main Chief now 6/10 clear. So I don't think Zenith's gonna have a chance this time down the first straight. Anything else? The main straight, excuse me. Anything else going on? We got Murphy's Law behind Bulldog. Now they both have a couple penalties, so let's look into that. Oh! Zenith got really close to Main Chief there at the end of the straight. I didn't want to miss that. So, what's happening here? I want to see the penalties. How are the penalties going to play a role? Looks like Flex has 3 seconds, so that P4 is under threat from Daddy DeVito behind. Sir Harry Hotspur, 6 seconds worth of penalties, unfortunately, at this point. So it looks like he might be falling. He very well will be falling a few positions as well. Or maybe not. Did something just occur? I don't believe so. I thought I was seeing numbers. Or a dude from Mexico. Did he pit? Did he spin? Maybe he spun. So actually, Sir Harry, it's not looking too bad for Sir Harry with his 6 seconds right now. So maybe things won't go. You know, maybe Sir Harry will be able to keep that P6. And then down the field, the rest of it, there's just too much going on, to be quite honest with you. Let me get the interval up again. We got Bulldog doing something in the Red Bull. Bulldog and Murphy's Law fighting it out. There is a slow McLaren of Axton up ahead. Ooh, Bulldog just taking a peek as Arrow is actually coming up on Bulldog now. Arrow's going to have the inside line for turn 15 onto the main straight, and Arrow's going to send it really late on the brakes from who am I looking at? The Red Bull Bulldog. Really late on the brakes from Bulldog then. was able to keep that place as they're all again darting back and forth. Oh, and the Williams gets into Axton. So a little tap from the rear. I think they both got away with it, but Axton's really under pressure now. Murphy's going to be coming around the outside. Axton defends the inside nicely. And they all once again fall into queue with the Williams just getting all out of shape, just trying to get any advantage, get any of that power, extra power down he can. Murphy, 5 seconds worth of penalties, but he's fighting like he doesn't have any. As it looks like, is that Sin who went off the track? I think that was Sin who went off the track again, or maybe not again. I don't believe he went off yet, but he has gone off now. The leaders are beginning their first lap. The leaders are beginning their last lap. As we got Wilhelm, we got a Ferrari going slowly. Leaders are beginning their last lap. Jinnit's 2/10. He's leaving it. Jinnit's left it till the very end, and he must have caught Main Chief just napping. I don't think Main Chief. It seems like he didn't even see it coming, or maybe he's just ran out of battery trying to keep Jinnit behind for so many laps. But wow, Jinnit putting on a show, saving that move to the last lap. He was getting close. But he finally got it done, and it looks like he's going to keep it at this point. Doesn't look like Main Chief has much of an answer, as Jinnit gets a little squirrely out of turn 8. This group is still fighting behind for the final bit of points. They're all going to jump Murphy's Law, but Axton, Bulldog, and Aerostrike still have a few points to play for between the lot. Look how late on the brakes Bulldog is. Bulldog really showing some prowess on the brakes. He's been doing a great job getting that car stopped in time. So we get a nice shot. Bit of a Red Bull sandwich here. In between, we got a papaya and Red Bull sandwich. I don't think papaya and bull are a very good combination, although I haven't tried it. So it could be good. And Jinnit, as I was talking about this, Jinnit takes the win here at Bahrain for round 1 of the ZOR Championship. Coming home second, Main Chief. These two put on a great battle. It came down to the very wire. Joshua takes the final podium spot, but let's come back to the end. Aerostrike sending it. A little bit of contact. Aero got a little bit of loose, and Bulldog is going to cross the line ahead of Aero, stuck in that Red Bull sandwich. Bulldog did a great job to stay in the middle there. He really did. Wow, what a race. That was exciting. There was a lot going on. There was hardly any dull moments in that one. That was a really good race. It was a great start to this PC championship here at Zenith Online Racing. Looks like Sin 15 and Wilhelm are going to cross the line now to wrap it up. And we just have a couple minutes remaining. We're going to try to get some interviews going. So if you want to stick around and hear from the 3 podium placers, including the winner, Jinnit to win it, takes home the first win of the PC League here. Great drive from him. Put it on pole. Was in the lead the whole race until a safety car came out, mixed things up. Fought his way through a little bit of traffic, and was able to get back into the lead on the last lap to take the win. And it looks like the game has crashed again. Or no, it hasn't. This is just a really weird screen we're on. Daddy DeVito, driver of the day. Nicely done. DeVito really did put a good race together. He was fun to watch today. Got our 3 podium places. I don't know what I'm trying to say there. Jinnit takes the win. Second place, we got Main Chief. And in third, Mr. Joshua. So a great points haul from the Haas team. They are leading the Constructors' Championship. Very nicely done to the Haas team. They are looking strong. And they're looking like the team to beat this year for the ZOR PC League. Alright, to go through the order, Jin at P1, Main Chief comes in second, followed by Mr. Joshua in third. Flex, the Ferrari driver, comes home in P4. Nicely done to him to work his way back up the grid. Daddy DeVito, driver of the day, P5. Sir Harry Hotspur coming in P6, followed by Axton, Bulldog, and Arrow. That papaya and Red Bull sandwich there, the McLaren and the Red Bull. Murphy's Law, the final points finisher, comes home in P10 for Williams. Tay Wen in P11. Cyber Esme P12. Dude from Mexico P13. Sin 15 comes home in P14. And it seems like I do not know how to scroll down, so I don't know if we'll be able to finish this off here. Nope, I can't scroll down. Oh well, can't scroll down. So if you came 15th or later, you're gonna have to forgive me because we missed you this time. But absolutely fantastic race. I'm gonna join the commentator channel now and do a bit of an interview. Don't have any questions prepared, so we're just gonna wing this one and see what happens. All right. I don't think anybody knows. Hold on. So it was a very good race. It was a very good race.
Thought no one was in here, so I decided to come join even though I finished 6th.
That's all right, Sir Harry. Nice race. Good race. Joshua, very nicely done. P3.
We'll take it.
Good job. Yeah, it was, everyone was coming in for what? Hards, and you picked mediums. It was good.
Yep,
was
well, I had started on softs and stopped for the hards already, so I figured the mediums could make it once the safety car came in. I think that definitely helped out. There was one guy who didn't pit, and he was the bottleneck, and that was allowing me to get by with the fresher tires and the softer tires, so it helped me get up to third.
Yeah, no, that was great watching that one.
Yeah, once I saw how far I had the other two, where I was just more about taking care of the tires, not making any mistakes, and managing the gap behind me for third. So
we had some nice battles out there, Josh. Yep. Until I almost spun out, and then it kind of went downhill from there.
That's all right. Were you having were the connection issues okay for you, or was it just? I saw you had to go to a car retire. Is that what made it stable for you?
Oh, man. Oh, jeez. Yeah, like the game crashed a few times, maybe like 3 or 4 times. But I was only out for maybe 30 seconds, 60 seconds when it crashed.
Okay.
And then when I joined as the race was starting. So it put me into a car. Put me into a car. Yeah, I was like, oh, this is a great start. And then I retired, and I was like, oh man, if this causes a safety car, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble.
I'll just quickly come in to say thank you for commentating, don't you?
Yeah, no problem, Janet. Dude, you had a great race, man. You waited till the last lap, the last corner.
That was the plan, though.
That was the plan? Okay.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to get off. Cheers once again. Cheers, Josh. Cheers, Harry.
Yep, you got her, Jenner.
Catch you guys next week.
Congrats.
See ya.
All right. Janet. Man, he was... I thought... I don't like to look and see if he's got the battery to do it. But it looked like he was getting close a few times towards the end there, and he just didn't have it in him. But, yeah. And then he flew by.
I think he was just waiting them out.
Oh, yeah. He was... RC was talking to me, and apparently he was saving ERS. Like, he had, like, double the ERS of Main Chief.
Yeah, dude, he flew by like a rock. He had it cleared before turn 1.
Like,
you know.
Yeah.
Interviewing. I haven't done interviews before.
That's right. I don't think Jenna can make it, and
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Big Chief has hopped in, but I got to get going anyway too. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this was just a good conversation. We'll leave it at that for the interview. Some good
nothing
banter.
wrong with that.
Yeah. Thanks for doing comms.
No problem. Be
Thanks for
back next
commentating.
week. Hopefully I don't have any more PC errors, but you guys all did great, and I'll try to resolve this on my end. Nice try.
Yeah.
All right,
we'll get
sounds
there.
good.
All right, see ya.
Yep.
Good night.
Later.
All right, everybody. Now that we've let go of Sir Harry, Jinnit, and Joshua, who jumped in at the end there, I will say good night for now. We'll be back next week, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern, August 17th, for the Spanish Grand Prix. Jinnit looks like the man to beat out there on track now, and the Haas team with Jinnit at the head and Joshua at the rear for now, coming home P1 and P3. So let's see if anyone can take it to the Haas team next week. Can't believe I'm saying that because of how terrible they are in real life, but this is virtual. Anything can happen. All right. Have a good night.